Edition and discussion 26 supplementary registration of voters. As part of this process, an appeals and objection window was opened so that concerned registered voters lodge appeals or objections on their inclusion in the voter register or deletion of names of others in the register. The Chief Justice has appointed reversing court magistrates to hear these cases at the various administrative areas. The revising court magistrates will undergo an orientation process by the judiciary, after which court sittings will commence. The provisional voter register generated during the supplementary voter registration in 2026 will then be added onto the 2021 voter register. This will be done once the revising court concludes. On that note, I thank you for your participation in this meeting, which will enable us to share important information with the stakeholders. In the same vein, the stakeholders can seek further clarifications or raise their concerns. The Commission has an open door policy. I urge everyone to seek accurate information from the Commission. This will help curb misinformation on electoral matters. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, the Commission would like to reassure the electorate and all its stakeholders of its continued commitment and resolve to deliver free, fair, transparent, and inclusive elections. The IEC bears a constitutional and legal responsibility to ensure that all eligible Gambians are enfranchised, that all processes to procure and protect the franchise are managed openly and transparently. Any reasonable request from the public that does not adversely impact the substance of the process of the franchise will be favorably granted by the Commission as the electoral authority. I thank you for your kind attention.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman, for that very short but explicit statement on the issues at hand. Then next we would like to go to the next item on the program, which would be more of a technical presentation by the Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Samuel Ndiaye. See you have the floor, sir. So maybe the item can be seated because it will affect the presentation. And maybe you may later respond to issues or questions. Or you want to go on? Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, the Director, Training, Communication, and Public Affairs of the IEC, Mr. Khan. I also stand on existing protocol, but just to add on to it is that I recognize the presence of my colleagues, the IEC staff, who are behind my success here. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation for this month is on the update, is on the publication of the provisional list of voters and revising court. The presentation outline will be discussing the publication of the provisional list of voters, receipt of corrections, appeals, and objections, fee for filing appeals and objections received, appointment of revising court magistrate, and we conclude with a clarification on the provisional list of voter data. Here we go. The provisional list of voters were published at the registration centers from 7th to 16th of July. This list is generated from the supplementary voter registration that was conducted. Published, receipt of appeals, corrections, and objections were opened from the period 7th to the 20th of July. However, this period was extended to the 27th of July 2026 due to omission of 8 April 2026 voters from the provisional list of voters countrywide. The extension was mainly due to an omission from the provisional list, that is the first day of the registration, which was on the 8th of April, was omitted from the list by a technical bill. As a result of that, the Commission decided to extend the receipt of appeals objection by 1 week from the 28th to the 27th of July to give opportunity to all those who wanted to file in their objections, appeal, or make corrections. Yes, the fee for an appeal or an objection was paid at $50 and was payable at INC Bank, at Garage Trust Bank, or Zenith Bank, or any uniform bureau. Bank receipts were presented to election offices to collect objection forms or appeal form. At the conclusion of the objections and appeal period on the 27th of July 2026, the number of objection forms submitted by objectors to election offices are as follows. There were no objections submitted to Banjul office. For Cardiff office, they received 130 objections. Yarambamba election office received 17 objections. The Kama election office received 152 objections. Sibano received none. Mansapon received 391 objections. Kerawan elections office received 323 objections. Wasu election office received 425 objections. Janjamburu election office received 20 objections. And Basse election office received 236 objection forms. Please be reminded that the objection forms received have been processed by attaching the relevant claimant form for them. That is, each objection received is on a registered voter, and a registered voter must register through the filling of a claimant form. So once an objection is received, we cite the claimant form that was used to register that voter. And this claimant form will contain the details of the registered voter. That means that all the information on the voter's card must be on the claimant form, whether he registered with an ID card, whether with a birth certificate, a passport, or an attestation, the address, the street, the gender, and all other details. So these forms are typed there and processed and get prepared for the revising court. Objectors whose objections could not be traced to any 2026 registered voter were contacted for clarification. We have also observed that some of the objections filed in our offices did not point to any person, or we couldn't trace it to any registered voter in the 2026 registration. For example, in some communities like you may have a lot of Gambia'S, and we need the very Gambi'a that the objection relates to. If it's Gambi'a of 0031, just tell us Gambi'a of 0031, because you may have 10 Gambi'a in some communities. I don't want to name any specific community. So this is why some of those objections, we call in their objectors to come and help us clarify who they intend to. Because you cannot make an objection once you do not go through the list of voters to know who is registered to be objected to. Objections on the 2026 voter register. Objections on the 2026 registered voters were accepted, but on the 2021 we did not accept it. This objection is for the supplementary voter registration, not on the 2021 voter registration. That is done and dusted, and it has gone through all the legal processes. We have also received, why at this point? Because we have also received objections that relates to objecting people who were registered in 2021. Objections received are listed and published at the receiving election offices. All the objections that I have highlighted are published at our various election offices where they are received. The objections received and processed are filed or are filled in the notice to person objected form and are waiting for hearing from the revising court to be set up. And in fact, the Chief Justice has appointed revising court magistrate, and they will determine the hearing date after their orientation and deployment to the various administrative areas. IEC would serve objectives. According to the law, we are going to serve objectives, that is, those objected, the notice of person objected to. And in this drive, we will call on the objectors to help us locate the people that they have objected to, that is the objectives. But the responsibility is IEC. So don't be surprised if you see IEC going around in the house, in the compounds or in the villages, asking for people to serve them. That is going to happen. Because we have over 1,600 objections across the country. Appointment of revising court magistrates. The Commission has received information, like the chairman earlier alluded in his statement, on the appointment of revising court magistrate by the Chief Justice to hear the objections. Objectors and objectives shall be informed as and when their objections will be heard. Now, clarification on the provisional list of voters' data. We have received information on the provisional list of data that so and so have been missing, so the figures are wrong, but please be informed that the provisional list of voters is provisional and will only be final and conclusive after affirmation by the revising magistrate. The reported 212,095 registered voters in the supplementary is data from the field at the end of the supplementary. And this data include all the new registration or new registration. Double registration that we have observed is there. The replacement that was being conducted alongside during the registration is there. We also have cards that have been edited as part of the count, because some cards during the processing, for example, if you should write Sambuja, you write Sambajai. Some people will come down and say, I'm not Samba, I'm Sambuja. And when it is edited, it still counts. We also have spoiled or damaged cards. During the process of the printing or during the process of the processing of voters' cards, some cards came out damaged or spoiled. Once you set a print, it will register and it's part of the count. And the reprints of cards with a power outage, when you set for print and power is off, the card and you reprint, it will count. And also when you set a print and the card cannot come out, you keep on sending, all those sends will mark. So what the people are saying is there are some people there are missing names. There are no missing names in the register. So let's move on. There is no registered voter who is omitted from the provisional list of voters after the processing of this data, except those deleted voters from the provisional list because of double registration. The deletion of double registration from the provisional list was not unilateral, but consultative with our primary stakeholder, that is the political parties, were in chief. The reported date of 212,095 cannot and will not increase after the revising court sittings. The provisional list of voters, when affirmed, would become the list of voters for elections and will be available or shared with all political parties registered with the IEC. On that note, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, CEO. And maybe we invite the high table again. Okay, thank you very much, CEO, for that very detailed presentation. And now next session is Q&A or comments. So maybe we can just try to do it in an orderly fashion. Maybe we can take bunches of 5. Huh? You just identify yourself, then you can ask your question or you can make your comment. So on that note, that's number 1 here already. Huh? Honorable Sir. Then number 2 is here, CSO. Is that all? Yeah. Okay. Just 2 for now. Okay, all right. Use the mic, please. Yes, wait from the next round, please.
Good morning. My name is Amadou Sar, representing the United Democratic Party. Our concern here is the CEO is telling us that the provisional list is 212,095, right? But the flash drive given to political parties is 179,445. Okay, if you add the double registration, which was 24,058, to this 179,445, it will give you 203,503. Yet we don't have the 212,095. Then you go to the additional, which they claim that only 8, those who were registered, the database didn't capture it. And that figure was 307,018. Adding up, it will give you 207,221. So our concern is the 212,095, where does it emanate from? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Then number 2, please. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Salama from Wanek to Nek. My question goes, or maybe it's just like a clarification to the CEO. Thank you for the insightful presentation. I just wanted to ask regarding the 1,600 objections that you just mentioned. If I could vividly remember, previously you didn't receive any. I stand to be corrected. So what must have been the reason behind this, for people to come out, in mass to just register these objections? And again, I just don't know how we're going to manage this thing, because you've also mentioned that you will be going, house to house, or maybe within the communities, to be serving the quote and unquote perpetrators. I don't know whether that is the right word to use. I only hope that will not be a cause for alarm. If you have to be going house to house, serving them, looking at the, how fragile things are right now. I only hope that we will not create alarm. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think now IEC can respond. Chairman, or you?
I think thank you very much.
These are technical questions, so the technical team will answer.
Okay, thank you, Chairman.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman, for giving me the opportunity to respond to the technical questions. Yes, so this is how the unity. What I said is that the 212 hours at 95 was data collected at the registration centers at the end of supplementary voter registration. You can call it instances, raw data. Use the mic. You can call it raw data. You register in the field, collect it, take it from the database and process it. Upon processing it, that is the state we are in. This is why I say that data or that figure is not conclusive and final, it's provisional until the affirmation of the register by the revising court. Moving on the 1,600 objections, what are the reasons behind it? This has been the process in the electoral this has been in the electoral process. But it's only this electoral process that these objections are coming forward. In 2021, when there was this federal registration, the list was published, the line pronounces were appointed, but no objection was received. So perhaps this year, maybe perhaps a achievement we have the transparency, the openness of this commission, and the interest we have in the record. That's my own opinion, but I cannot speak for others. On the issue of having the objectives, not perpetrators, we call them objectives. Perpetrators is no. But this is law. The law says the IC should serve the objective. Because we receive the objection from the objectors, and we have to inform the objectives that they have been objected to. So that is our function. And we will do that. And if there's any challenge, we still have to come out, but we can do it. The rest as well. If you have any challenge of not reaching them, we will use prosecuted service, like it happened in the court, or go back to the guy for further advice. If it's security challenge, we have the security. We behind our back. Thank you.
I think just to reiterate, like if you look at the machines, you look at the printers, returns were coming to the head office from the field. So if you look at the printers, they give you the exact number of cards that are printed, whether they are reprinted or they are new or they are replacements. So at the end of the day, what we decided was to give you that global figure, because in life, you have what is called potential and you have art. So potential, something that is in potential, it means that it is not actualized. So that is why it's safer for us to give you the provisional figures, so that actually, when everything is brought to the database, because you see, one thing we have to realize is the display of these lists gives us opportunities to make corrections of names, because I tell you, some people came and said my name was spelled wrongly, and we did the correction. If genuinely you think that your name is omitted, you can also come and say, look, with proof that your name is omitted, and then we will what? You will go to the revising course, and then the course will decide. If you think that somebody also is wrongly registered, it's not like it's out of place for that person to have been registered. That's why we have objections. And then if at all we rejected you not to be registered, and we go to the revising court. You see, this is the process. So now what we are telling you is, what is in the database now is what is given. We're not going to manufacture any register. We're not going to do anything. And then what is going to happen? At the end of the revising court, the magistrates will have to sign. And it's only that which they sign to be authentic, to be the register. That's what we're going to put together with 2021. And then we produce what? The final list that will inform us as to how many polling stations we're going to have. So, you see, I was in Kerala, I'll give you an example. I was in Kerala, and some people came and said, we didn't see our name. I asked them, what happened? Some of them said, I replaced. I said, if you replace, your name is already in the database, 2021. That is replacement. So obviously when we are pasting the list, your name will not be there. And some people came, I didn't see my name. I said, look, how sure are you that you did you no, they will tell you replacement. I said, no, it's not replacement. Because the thing is, most of the people who registered in 2026 and they didn't see their names, it's because of double registration. Because if you do, imagine some people, even in 2026, did double registration. You register in one, you go and register in another. Of course, we're going to delete one and leave you with one. Most of the time, they have one. And we've promised you that what we're going to do at the end of the day is, we will put that in an album form for each polling station so that people will not come and tell us, look, I registered and my name is not there. We'll tell you, no, when we check and we don't see, we'll check on the list of double registration and then we'll tell you that you did double registration. That's why your name is not, on the list. So that's it. Technically, that's it. For objections and appeals and the like, we don't know why the number is high, but people have three reasons to object. Some people are objecting because they said that they are underage. So those are the reasons. They put the reason there. Some, they say they registered in wrong constituency because the law says that a person should be registered in a constituency, not so. Section 39 of the Constitution. That deals with franchise. And then, of course, some people are objecting because they say they are not supposed to be registered because they are not residents. So those are the three reasons. If you look at, because if you look at the form, the reasons are there. Yes. Yes, citizenship, residency, and age. So those are the three categories. Yeah. So I just want to emphasize that whatever is going to happen will happen. So we are open to be very transparent. All these, at the end of the day, the registers will be given to what? The same register will be given to everybody. The register we have is going to be given to the political parties. So no political party, no IC will not have one register and give out another register. That one will not. If that is the case, then I better resign today and go home. We assure you that that's it. That's it. Because you get the figures and then you do the filter. So after the filter is what we've given you. Yes, after the filter is what we've given you. And that one, why we are saying after the revising course is because the revising course have the powers to expunge or to add. To expunge or to tell us, look, this what as it is now, they're just going to expunge or remain. Yeah. Retain or exchange. Remove. Because we only have objection, we don't have appeal for omissions of names and all that. We didn't have that. So that's where we are.
Okay, thank you, Chairman, for the.
I'm not yet satisfied with the answer of the CEO. I want to dive in on it more because what are happening?
The mic, please. Yeah. The mic, please.
Our concern here is the flash drive given to political parties is the provisional list of 212,095. But to our surprise, the figure in the flash drive that was given to us is 179,445. And if you minus it from 212,000, it gives you 32,650. Where's that 32,650? It's a concern. Okay, allow me to learn. Then you go to the same 179,445. You add that of the 8. That is the 307,118. that will give you 183,163. If you minus that from the 212,095, it will come to 28,932.
No, let me just go. I think
So these are the figures, these are the concerns.
thanks to you, Mr. Sir.
Yeah.
Everybody was given, if, and that's why I said, if definitely you think that people were there and they didn't see their names, the window was open for 14 days for people to come. But what happened? People were coming with what? They will collect 10 voters cards and come, which is even illegal. Because everybody has one register. It's registered once. So why should you collect 10, 15 voters cards, come to our office and try to make a scene there? Because that in itself is wrong. A wrong cannot correct a wrong. Because everybody, it should have been every voter's responsibility to come. Because if definitely you registered rightly and you didn't see your name, the window was there for 14 days for people to have come and say, I was registered and I didn't see my name. And we see what is going to happen. Because there are processes, but people didn't follow the process. You wait until the window is closed, and then now you want to fight. No, things don't go. But what we are telling you is, nobody who was genuinely registered, no double registration, will claim to us that his or her name is not on the register. Just tell me one person. Tell me, what we are trying to say is, this was provisional. Now we are giving you the actual of what is in the register.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
And this, listen, let me learn. No. Yeah, it cannot be, because we explained how we came up to the 212. It was a mixture of replacement card, prints, and all those things. We've explained. Unless and until you don't want to understand what we want to say, what we are saying. Because there's nobody that, what I'm trying to say is, nobody only in this Gambia who is registered can come and tell this 2026, can tell us, I registered and I didn't see my name. Unless and until the person did what? Yeah, we are talking about 14, but we remember that there are records, because we are talking about the records. If people are talking about persons, 14,000 something, what we remember we talked about what? 24,000 records. So that is what people should try to understand and see.
Can I just?
Yeah, let me explain.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Sir, let me just take you through this.
Yeah.
We register from the 8th to the 8th of April to the 21st of May.
Absolutely.
At the conclusion of the registration on the 21st of May, what we receive everything from the field, on refine, on process, raw data was 212,095. This data is sent to the database for processing. This is why in my presentation I said, included in this data is new registration, which was paid for the registration. And during this registration, we also observe people have double register, which is also included in this. And in fact, perhaps maybe this discussion is going on further. If we had stick or stuck to the law, like taking them for prostitution, this would not have been the case. And thanks to you people, when we make it say, don't prostitute, let's give amnesty. But aside of that, let's move on. Again, included in this data, I said, this replacement, you and I and others know that during the process of this registration, we invited replacement of voters card, and it was done at the field. And we used the same machine that we used to register people to replace. And in the machine is set in such a way that once you send a print, it will mark. And these are the figures that we have compiled. Additionally, we also have what is called edits. During the process of registration, there were some clerical errors. And when you produce the card, some people say, I am not Sambujan, but I'm Samba. They will not go with the card of Sambujan. Instead, you have to edit the card, and that's the only thing it will add to the number. All these things happen. And we also have spoiled card and damaged card. At the end of the registration, perhaps what we couldn't have given you is the process. Because on the 21st, we couldn't have given you. What we gave you is the raw figure. And we have assured you that this is not going to increase, but it will decrease as you are saying or alluding, because it has been refined, processed, and cleaned. But already the double registration have been removed. And let's move the replacements, the edits, the reprints. So the figure we are claiming, we want to see anybody, let them come forward and tell us that I've registered and my name is not there. And I have genuine reasons to give you this thing. I sit in the town office. During the process, somebody came and said, I went to this village and my name is not there. I say, why? I say, why? So when upon engaging him, I realized that he double registered. Because I said, are you permanently staying in that village? He said, no, but I go there, originally from there, but I work in the cave. I said, where do you stay in the cave? He told me, and I went into the system and checked his name. I saw he registered in KM. I produced, I said, is this not you in KM registered? And you registered here in West Coast? This is double registered. Thanks to God, that day I was not with the police. Otherwise, I would have ordered for his arrest. I can tell you that. Because these are the cases we have. Remove all these cases from this thing. And at the end of the day, we say we are going to give you the final clean, process, refined data. What we are giving is provisional. Provisional at the end of the registration. So this is what we are saying. Forget about all your arithmetic, because we also know some polling agents were with, or party agents were with us. They were collecting the first card number and even the last card number, and during the process, they were not even there. Or some they will collect the first or common collect the last. And they add these things and give it to their parties, which is not aligned with our numbers. What we have is what we are going to give you, and we can assure you that anybody who registered and who did not do double registration, you will vote. And you were there during the registration. So this we can tell. But the figure is not the process figure. We gave that tentatively this was what we have from the field. We remove now the replacement, we remove the doubles, we remove all the prints, we filter it, clean it, refine it, process. And this is what is put in the flash drive. And further, if there is revising code, and the revising code in this instance cannot add, because addition is when people claim to have their name top and they will not register, then that's an appeal. But in this instance, what we have is objections. That is people who object to other people's name being on the register because they feel they are not qualified because they are not citizen, or they are underage, or they are not resident in the constituency in which they are registered. The revising court, we will decide that. That's prerogative of the court. That's it. I wouldn't want to go into the mechanics of the court.
Sam, you know the bone of content. I want you to listen to me. The 212,095 should commensurate with the flash drive that you have given us. This is what I am trying to explain. The flash drive that you have given us is 179,445. This is what I am saying.
Okay, sorry.
Let me this double vote, double registration. We had a problem. An objector came with two people and said he is objecting 130 objectives. And when she looked at the list, her name was not there. She came to the office and she said she's an objector, bought a form, 130 forms for objection, and then we looked in the list. We couldn't find her name. She insisted that it is she registered. Then I took her voter's card, and then I sent it, because definitely she's a matured person, so she should have registered since 2016. I sent it to database. No, I said since 2016, she has been voting, even maybe Jawara's time maybe. And I sent it to database. It's an objector. and then the database send it to me. Here, the person is 2021 registered. Here, the person is 2026 registered. So the 2026 was deleted. But it doesn't mean she is not still in the register. I think, and this has been agreed by the political parties, that any double registration for 2026 will be deleted, and then they will use the 2021, which we might open a window for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, Vice Chair.
Yes, it's fine.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, CEO. I think we are in a partnership here. All the stakeholders are part of this process. And they have legitimate concerns. And it is our obligation to try to address those concerns. And that is what we've been trying to do. And I think, sir, you know very well, you know me, you know the members of the commission, and we've been discussing this. The explanation that CEO gave, it was not only about the double registration. People registered multiple times, that's true. But the issue of edits, reprints, double cards, if you do the addition, it will tally. And I can assure you, as vice chairman of this commission, that I would not be a party to anything that is untoward that will impact on the integrity and credibility of the voter register. I can tell you that. So we are very transparent, we are very open, and I want to reassure you that there is no hidden agenda. And we are committed to delivering our mandate in a very open and transparent manner, in consonance with the relevant provisions of the Constitution, electoral law, and also with integrity and conscience. I've always said this. We have a legacy that we have to preserve and nurture. And this commission that you're saying here, we are very aware of the responsibility that has been entrusted to us. The Gambians are watching us. We are accountable to the Gambian people. And in the final analysis, all that we will give you will reflect what is in consonance with the law and everything. So the figures that you're talking about, I understand your concerns. The issue of reprints, the issue of edits, double cards, people, at times it's our fault. I have seen one in Jifaro. There is one Morinjai and Aminata Toure having the same thing. These are issue of edits and all that stuff. And I had to explain that to some of your colleagues in the UDP when they called me. So we are very transparent when it comes to, we have nothing to hide. I think we just have to be, maintain this partnership. And when you have concerns, as you've always done, you always reach out to us, you know that. Even outside this forum, we always respond to your queries. So that is to emphasize the fact that we have nothing to hide, we don't have any hidden agenda, and we are impartial and independent. And we'll make sure that we'll do the right thing. That is just what I wanted to emphasize.
Okay. Yeah, follow up. Yeah, okay. A quick one, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, this is just a follow-up question regarding my first comment. The objection issue. I'm really very concerned, and here I'm trying to put on the early warning or conflict prevention lenses here, because the issues that have been raised regarding the objections, they are very sensitive. And instead of serving as a conflict prevention tool, it can be a conflict driver. Because what are the issues? Citizenship, underage thing. Imagine being served, an objection for registering or being registered as an underage or a non-Gambian. You can imagine the reaction of that person or, even the community. So I'm also very concerned about your personnel or your staff having to serve those things without being accompanied by the security. So we really have to handle this issue very, very carefully. Yes, we are doing it for the first time, and if you look at the number, it's huge. 1,600. So there is the need for sensitization, having to talk to people, talk to political parties regarding this issue. That this is alleged. It's not like confirmed that once you are served, automatically you're guilty. Not at all. It is an alleged. So we, as civil society and other partners, have to, work on, issues relating to sensitization. But again, having your personnel being supported by the security when it comes to serving these objections. So that is what I wanted to raise, that we just have to handle the issue with care, just to avoid conflict. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam, for that very. Yeah, okay, see you. Okay, you want to.
Yes, thank you, Wanek, coordinator, for the constant raise. We appreciate it. We just took the record straight that this is not the first time we have this objection. I, for one, participated in serving in 2006, and there has been objection in the CRR in 2011. Mr. Sidia was here, especially in the Yao area. And we have other, in fact, is someone here? In K, when Edward Singate was a magistrate, they decided one, and I believe one of the daughters of a political leader was even objected to. So we stopped news story, but anyway, that has changed. We take note of all the issues that we have, and I know the police are here, and I said it in my presentation, the police are at our back, they will support, and wherever we call them, they always respond. And we also call you the stakeholders to assist us in this drive. So we take note of that. Thank you very much for the concern.
Okay, maybe we start with the police, huh? Yes, please. Your police force, please. Please give to police now.
I'm not police.
You are police?
No.
What are you?
No.
Okay.
It's not indoors.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Deba, let's give to them. Okay, let's do the numbers first. The numbers first, huh?
Sorry.
Number one, right?
No.
Number one, right? Okay. And number two, huh? And why is my friend, huh? Number three, right?
No, I should be number one.
And number three, and who else? Okay, number four and number five, please, huh? For now. Let's take number one.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Dan Pure, NRP Administrative Secretary. I have two concerns